and my father is now the man at the doorstep and I am at the age of 37. "You're next in line," he said. But then what became of the last man at the doorstep, who I began to realize must have been my grandfather, I wondered. "I'm glad you brought the blade," he said, looking at the steak knife that I'd brought from the kitchen. "It's as if you knew that you must kill me and take over my watch until your own child turns 37. But I don't have a child. Yet. Dad, I'm not going to hurt you. The tradition states that if you do not, I must kill you instead and end our bloodline once and for all." "You kill me? Your son? Dad, I haven't been your father in 27 years. I'm something else now." That's when he pulled out a knife of his own. I stood up, my body shaking as he did the same. "Don't make me do it. Just tell me you'll kill me, and I'll explain everything before you do," he insisted. Of course, I didn't have the will to do as he asked, so instead I made a run for it, back through the dark forest, under the light of the moon as it shone through the trees, but his legs were longer than mine, and in no time he had caught up to me and cornered me against a tree. "You can still save yourself, just say it, Isaac. Say that you'll kill me." "Never," I said defiantly, tossing my steak knife down to the ground. "Then so it must be," he said without any emotion, as he walked over and swung at me with his own knife. I caught his arm before his blade could wound me and, wrestling with him in the dark of night, somehow managed to push him back with all my might. He must have tripped on some of the forest underbrush, and the next thing I knew, he had impaled himself on the very steak knife I had thrown away in an attempt to avoid hurting him. "Nicely done. It is your turn now," he said, looking down at his blade as blood poured from his mouth, and his eyes rolled back in his head. "Dad, no," I cried out, but it was too late. It took me years to get over the experience and even longer to even remotely